Aloha friends, and welcome to our Sunday message from Lihue United Church on the island of Hawai'i in the Pacific Ocean. My name is Tychkin, and I'm happy you could join us today. Ever since I came to Hawaii, I must confess that my diet has changed big time. For one, I eat a lot more rice and less potatoes. I can't say I miss potatoes that much because not only had I been eating them most of my life, but I also had to grow them with my family for many, many years in my former homeland. Potatoes are still an essential food item over there, yet the work required to grow them is truly backbreaking and goes on all year round. First, you dig the dry soil with shovels, then you plant those things, weed them, and water them manually. Then, when the time is right, you dig them out, clean them, bag them, and drag and store them in a cold storage unit across town. During the winter, you remove the sprouts and sort out the good from the bad several times, and when finally you are ready to take a break, it's time to do it all over again. Just like it says in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, by the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground. Some work we enjoy doing, and some we would rather avoid at all costs because not all work is created equal. I thought about opening our weekly message today with something deep like this Labor Day weekend, we celebrate and honor work. But then I remember that our relationship with work is complicated at best and not always a happy experience for everyone. Some of us love to go to work and look forward to it. Some hate us every moment and can't wait to retire, yet others avoid it like a plague altogether. Our attitude towards work put aside, the bottom line is that work has to be done for a few important reasons. First, we work to make a living and meet our essential financial needs. Apostle Paul in 2 Thessalonians cuts to the chase and puts it this way. For even when we were with you, he says, we give you this rule: the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. We work to make money and pay our bills, and yet there is another dimension to the work we do. It is an important part of God's order and design for all people, and consequently, our fulfillment, happiness, and satisfaction in life, to a large degree, depend on our choosing the right location and line of work. Work is meant to bring satisfaction, not misery. We read in the Bible that in the Garden of Eden, God gave the first humans tremendous responsibility of ruling over and taking care of his creation. And only after the fall, our experience of work became poisoned by sin and turned into a burden. We spend roughly 1/3 of our lives working, and if we hate what we do, it's going to be next to impossible for us to be happy with our lives. There are many reasons why we might be unhappy with our jobs. Perhaps the reason is poor working conditions, or maybe it's toxic management, low pay, and non-existent benefits. For others, the problem is a mismatch of their talents and skill sets with their job requirements. At some point, we dare to dream big, but life rarely goes according to our plans, and so we settled for something different and lesser than what God called us to be and do. No matter what the reason, God's plan for our lives is to find fulfillment, and sometimes when we face a dead end, our situation may require a change of vocation, or more often than not, an adjustment of our life perspective and personal attitude towards work. We read in the Bible that our work is not just a source of income and key to fulfillment, but also a reflection of our faith and an opportunity to reach out to other people with the good news of Jesus Christ. In the book of Ephesians, we learn about an important principle to serve wholeheartedly, as if we were serving the Lord and not people. Doing our jobs with maximum excellence and to the glory of God is what separates true followers of Jesus Christ from the rest of the world. When we are tempted to cut corners, take shortcuts, and give it less than 100%, no matter what jobs we're called to do, we are reminded of God's higher standard and our calling as Christians to reflect God's character and be the light of the world and the salt of the earth in everything we do. Jesus said, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." And finally, we all need a healthy balance between work and rest. It is not by accident that most of us celebrate the Labor Day weekend by not working. We are enjoying our backyard and beach barbecues and rest while surrounded by the beauty of nature and fellowship of our families and friends. God created this universe in perfect rhythm and harmony, and our times of rest and Sabbath in the presence of God are really essential for our spiritual and physical well-being. We read in the Gospel of Mark, "And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul?" No matter how big or small our faith, we all live in the material world full of pressure and stress of making ends meet financially. It is all too easy for us all to lose sight of what truly matters, have our priorities misplaced, and end up burned out in our pursuit of the higher material standard of life. No matter where we are in our journey of life today, Jesus is speaking to us all, saying, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Keeping you and your loved ones in my thoughts and prayers, may God bless us all.